Welcome to Book Babble. I'm Definitive D, and today I thought I would give you a tour of my graphic novel shelf. I've got my graphic novels set up through Publisher. The first one over here is Blue is the Warmest Color. John Law Detective, which is 3 Classic Tales by Will Eisner. Persepolis, The Story of a Childhood. 2 Generals by Scott Chandler. Onslaught by Greg Broadmoor. The Outside Circle by Patty Labocane Benson. Art by Kelly Mellings. And this one is a Canadian one set in Edmonton. Hit, 1955. Neil Gaiman's Murder Mysteries. The New York 4, Brian Wood, Ryan Kelly. The Atom Archives, Volume 2. This is a classic bind-up of some Aquaman from the early 60s. The New 52's Aquaman, Volume 1, The Trench. Volume 2, The Others. Volume 3, Throne of Atlantis. Another DC showcase, Batgirl, Batman, The Return of Bruce Wayne, Star Trek The Mirror Universe Saga, and Star Trek Legions of Superheroes, Alan Moore's The Watchmen. Wonder Woman, War of the Gods. The New 52 Wonder Woman, Volume 1 Blood, Volume 2 Guts, Volume 3 Iron. 6 by Sirius. Captain Canuck, The Complete Edition. Now this is not to be confused with the new run of Captain Canuck comics that is just coming out right now. A Douglas Adams publication, Dirk Gently's holistic detective agency, The Interconnectedness of All Kings. Mask of the Red Panda, a graphic novel that I think everyone should read, Nelvana of the Northern Lights. Nelvana was a Canadian superhero who predates Wonder Woman by a couple of months. She's an Inuit princess, and she's just very, very well written. Star Trek and Planet of the Apes, The Primate Directive, Bitch Planet, Volume 1, Casanova, Acedia, Volume 1, Chew, Volume 1, Taster's Choice, The Fade Out, Act 1, Krampus, Low, Volume 1, The Delirium of Hope, Odyssey, Volume 1. This one is a very, very trippy retelling of Homer's Odyssey, set in space, with females in the male roles and male in the female roles. Everyone's favorite Saga, Volume 1. This one actually, I was lucky enough to have signed by Fiona Staples. Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume 4, and Volume 5. Sex Criminals, Volume 1 and Volume 2. The Amazing, Fantastic, Incredible Stan Lee, a marvelous memoir. Marvel's Alpha Flight classic. If you don't know who Alpha Flight is, you're probably not alone. Alpha Flight is a Canadian superhero troupe. Avengers vs. X-Men, The Damage Control Complete Collection, Stephen King's The Dark Tower, The Gunslinger Born, Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity War, The Inhumans by Right of Birth, Marvel First, the 1960s, Omega the Unknown, Revolutionary War, Rocket Raccoon and Groot. This is a complete collection of the Rocket Raccoon and Groot stories before the Scotty Young series that is just out now and is, I believe, still running. And The 12, a thrilling novel of tomorrow. This is the epic collection Wolverine, The Dying Game. X-Men Days of Future Past. Essex County by Jeff Lemire, who is somebody that I just really adore. His artwork is really fantastic. Most of the time he actually writes and illustrates. He's Canadian, which I think is always a good thing for people to be reading Canadian stuff. From Hell, this is a Jack the Ripper story. The Underwater Welder, also by Jeff Lemire. Divinity, The Death-Defying Dr. Mirage, Volume 1. Ivor Time Walker, Making History, Volume 1. The Valiant, XO Man-O-War by the Sword, Volume 1. The Great Fables crossover, Volume 13 of Fables, and Volume 20 of Fables Camelot. Fairest in All the Land, which is a Fables spin-off series. Fairest, Volume 1, Wide Awake. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, that is the Omnibus edition. The Royals, Masters of War. Another one by Jeff Lemire, Trillium. This one, again, is very, very beautiful. It is a bit of a Romeo and Juliet in space story that involves time travel and is just really wonderful. V for Vendetta. Black Hole Hunters Club by Ricky Lima and Shane Heron. Marvel 1602. This is the 10th anniversary edition, written by Neil Gaiman. The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, a graphic novel of The Hobbit, illustrated by David Wenzel, adapted by Charles Dixon. Backstage edition of Kill Shakespeare. Granville Noel, which is a series by Brian Talbot. Wolverine Files. This one was given to me for Christmas by Kristin from What's Happening. She's such a very, very sweet individual, and she reads a lot of graphic novels. So if you are interested in graphic novels or any amazing book reviews and stuff, go give her channel a peek. And then James Bond: The Phoenix Project, a adaptation of Ian Fleming's works that actually appeared in British newspapers, I believe, during like the 60s. And finally, I have a DC character puzzle that was given to me for Christmas by a dear friend of mine 1 year. And that concludes my shelf tour of my graphic novels. From me to you, I hope your day is just a bit. I'll see you soon.